And welcome back. Pre-recording some videos for the next coming days. I think I got this name right. Unique Adventure of Ninjago. And I got the Adventure of Ninjago part. Asked a four-way who would win. By the by, because you can only put... So four characters should be fine. Should be fine. But... you guys, when you give me suggestions, especially for like multi-fights, you have to understand I can only put so much in the description box or in the title. Like the title can only be so big, so don't give me like 6-on-6 matches or something like that. That legitimately can't work. So like literally the physical optics of it literally can't work in YouTube. So just so you know, but. You asked for Prince from Tower of the Gods, a series I don't believe I've either had on this series before or just barely have used before. I think I remember like one character I've used before. Prince from Tower of the Gods, Ino Yamanaka from Naruto, I was going to say Bleach, but Naruto, Deadpool, and Frakjaw from Ninjago. Okay, Frakjaw is basically I believe a Skulkin, is that what he's called? He's essentially he's a possessed skeleton. He's kind of a dumb idiot, though he is surprisingly perceptive, and he's a mildly effective warrior. Deadpool, we all know Deadpool, Mark with a Mouth, Wade Wilson, they had cancer, went to the Weapon X program, got injected with some tasty Wolverine juice, has a absurd healing factor, he's a master martial artist, master assassin, master weapons user. Like, he's just dangerous and nuts. Ino Yamanaka is a trained ninja. She is, I believe, the head of the intelligence corps in Naruto by Boruto's age. Is it reconnaissance? I can't remember exactly what it is. I know she's the head of something. She is a trained ninja capable of using things like shuriken, kunai, capable of even augmenting her physical abilities, knowing some medical ninjutsu, but her main ability is her mental abilities, particularly her mind control and mind destruction jutsus. Then there's Prince. Now, Prince is the one I'm going to take the most time with because he's the one I know the least about here. So, in Tower of Gods, there's something called lighthouses. Lighthouses is the primary device utilized by the light bearers for gathering information, doing complex calculations and computations, or emitting light. Lighthouses are mostly cube-shaped or box-shaped, while in some cases there are light bearers that have custom lighthouses. Okay, they come in different colors and consist of different purity levels. Suspendium. Let's make up some wordy words. Suspendium. The higher purity of suspendium used, the better the lighthouse will float in the areas of Shinso's concentration. Most lighthouses are made of low purity suspendium, and high purity suspendium is both expensive and difficult to handle. When a lighthouse is in a larger form, it is also called a light. This is because light bearers don't usually use smaller cubes for gathering information. It seems the lighthouse itself can be disconnected or split into 3 other components. There's misconception that lighthouses can be destroyed easily. When a lighthouse is knocked out, it is fallen outside of the light bearer's field of Shinsu control. Energy, spiritual, chakra, name your pick. That's what this series apparently is doing. Anyway, so this guy is considered low class, but still relatively capable. Controlling, at least he can wield 3 lighthouses. Also, despite being a light bearer, he is also point being. Apparently, as shown by his score in the strongest regular test, he uses his Shinsu to increase his strength quite well, so physical enhancements. Triple field. He can... I hate ads so much. He could create an immobilizing field from 3 lighthouses at once. He seemed very proud of the skill, although apparently it was only average for a light bearer. Bora Bora catch. By connecting 2 of his lighthouses with a thread, he could... thread from his real inventory, he could bind his opponents. Superpower slasher technique Prince used against them. Mirotic Guardian. This technique involves a needle and potential power control. After the workshop battle, he studied on how to increase his potential power at once without losing control. After asking Verdi for some help, he gained knowledge of a special seed that allowed him to do this. All right, so I know nothing about this. Like, literally nothing. I got nothing on that. So, yeah, I'm not quite certain what the connection here was. I mean, I can kind of see the connection with someone like Ino and Deadpool, both trained assassins to a certain degree. Frakjaw and Deadpool, both kind of idiots to a certain degree, and one's undead, one can't really die, at least not easily. Not so sure where Prince falls into this, really. If we were to say this is a battle royale, Prince, ironically, is going to be the first one taken out because his abilities are the most unique, and I think they don't want to risk it, especially because he is capable of binding individuals and creating like force fields and strengthening himself. Unfortunately, because of that, Deadpool's either going to shoot his ass quick, use some sort of, or Eno's going to mind destruction him or mind control him and just opt him out of the fight somehow. And it's going to be very quick. That leaves the remaining three. Frakjaw would go next because he's just not going to be able. He's going to try, and Deadpool's going, cool, do, and then he's going to pull a Deadpool Wolverine and start fighting with his skeleton towards Eno. Now here is the big question. Then, because it comes down to Eno and Deadpool. Then, here's the big question: mind destruction and mind control. Well, I think is it mind swap or mind construction? Either way, her taking over his body. That is probably a suicide move when you're dealing with someone like Deadpool. Because fourth wall aware, it's like, oh, that's one of those ninjutsu things, right? Yeah, cognitive bullshit. Like, it's like, what? It's like, made you look. And so there's that, but her going into his head, that's in Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, Charles Xavier, someone who's got far better mental powers than she does, suffered mind death from going into his head. Mind you, that's not a canon story, but still, it's not a smart idea for psychics to go into his head. Now, the mind destruction jutsu, however, that's where basically you're forced to where someone controls you more or less from without going inside your head. That one is a little bit more nebulous. That could work because he really wouldn't have that much control over his body. But with multiple like personalities and voices in his head, I wonder if he's like, "Take this." He's like, "No!" And he just fakes his death. It's like, well, that's the end of it. And then she just gets shot from like. It's like, yeah, healing factors ain't they a bitch? But they come in handy. Sorry, lady. Sorry, lady. I would have asked you out, but you were trying to kill me. Of course, it never stopped me before. So, what do you think? Maybe chimichangas later? Oh yeah, there's the whole bleeding very your back thing. Sorry about that. But yeah, when it's live or let die, it just starts. Really, she's just trying to heal the wound, get the bullet out. Maybe she's like, oh yeah, sorry. And at that point, he goes in for the kills. She just like runs her through or whatever. Boom, puts one in her head. So yeah, it'd probably be Deadpool. Because even with like the techniques that say Prince has for like binding or containing opponents, that's not really beating them. That's just kind of immobilizing them. Even with amping its physicality, he's still got to deal with individuals who are probably stronger than Deadpool is still probably stronger than him. His weapons would still be threats, and Eno can still just pop his mind out or control him or whatever. And then at that point, Frakjaw is really just not a guy designed to handle a fight like this. So he's just going to be, reduced to just talking bones. And if I'm not mistaken, I actually did Eno and Deadpool a long time ago. So, yeah, it's really not... This is not a good fight for Eno. In fact, honestly, no joke, just about anyone else out of the Konoha 12 probably would have been a better matchup for Deadpool. And hell, anyone on her team, Choji can turn into a freaking giant. He could literally crush Deadpool into pulp. Even if Deadpool survives, that's still a win on his part. Shikamaru can just shout up possession and Shadow Sewing Needle, Shadow Strangle Jutsu. It wouldn't kill him, but she could still screw him up enough that it would probably constitute a win. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, Eno's like the one person in the Konoha 12 that it's really not a good idea for her to be fighting Deadpool just because of how her abilities work. So it's kind of a mismatch for her. Anyway, though, that's my thought. Let me know who you got in this four-way. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next one.